Okay, I think there's one topic that we've been picking up since then that's getting bored. Let's talk about that. I mean, it's a very
Hmm.
interesting topic, I believe, because even I
Hmm.
get bored. What let's go on to health if you would like to. Like we can have a discussion on maybe health, like what do you do, maybe if you would like to share about like on physical health as well as mental health if possible. Sure.
Let's start. I am first and foremost, leave the professional side, leave the personal side out of it. I am a
Yes.
foodie. I just love good food. I just love tasty food. You take me for a good dahi aloo tikki chaat and I will be your friend. Unfortunately, now I don't think anyone would recognize that I was at one point of time in my life a karate athlete, and that
That's
is not
okay.
extrapolatable.
You cannot
And
just look and say, okay, you do it.
there are people in our society they classify it as toppers, and then there's everyone else. I was in the everyone else.
But still, aloo tikki, how did that come?
Good food goes places.
Am I enough? What am I doing? Is this really me? Why do
Who
I
am I
feel
without success?
lost? Am I enough? Why can't I slow down? Maybe it's okay.
Aditya Sriram. How are you, Aditya? All good?
Either way, doing very good. What about you?
I'm all good. All good. Yeah. If you want, you can introduce yourself, then we'll take the conversation ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so in Dhruvi's own words, I am Aditya. I am her extremely fun batchmate from the BBADB batch. So, yeah, we're batchmates. This is actually the second time that we have interacted. The first time was on chat, and
Yeah.
I kept following Dhruvi's content, and I was like, you know what, we should also try sometime. So, this is
Yeah.
my attempt at
Yeah.
that. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I went through your post and everything, your profile as well. Honestly, the first, I think 2, 3 posts are very, fascinating and stuff. You wrote a lot of things that you went to NSRSL and whatnot. If you could tell about that as well, if you want.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this whole journey of whatever I've done till now has primarily been fed by one thing that I get bored very easily. So whether it be any work that I'm doing, could be internships, it could be assignments, could be anything, I get bored very quickly. And primary reason behind doing these things was like, okay, देखते हैं क्या ही होगा. We'll try. So the fun fact, when I got into NSRCL, that was the fourth time that I had applied for that exact same program. So for 3 years prior to that, I kept getting rejected again and again. And this was the time where I applied, and I was like, this was also the time where I thought it was least likely for me to get in. And I was like, iske baad to apply nahi karna. And then I got in, which was very surprising. But yeah, so persistence
Would
paid
you
off.
like to tell about your brand or what you like went
Hmm.
and registered for? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So in a campus founders program, cohort 5, our startup was called Therme. Initially, it was called Heat Hug, and the problem that we were trying to solve was women during the menstrual cycle find it extremely difficult to what do you say, handle the pain, and the best relief for pain is heat. Heat through boiled water is what we all know is the best, but it becomes very difficult to effectively use that kind of a solution when you're in transit, whether you're in the bus or whether you're in the train or anything like that. It becomes very difficult and it becomes very obvious. And even cut away from this whole situation, even for sports athletes, older people, anybody who has physical pain, heat-based relief solutions are one of the best, if not the best solutions available. So we
Yep.
were like, how can we make this discreet enough and effective enough so that it could be used in transit, it could be used anywhere. Because if something can be used in transit, it could be used anywhere.
Mm.
And we came up with the idea of integrating this into bags. So maybe backpacks or sling bags, handbags, of these kinds. We came up with 2 to 3 different heating solutions. So there was a gel-based heating solution, electric coil plus gel, and then there was one that just had hot water pouch. So these are again very nascent stages of problem solving. We did not get into the market fully. We did do product market fit interviews. We did all of those things, and the response we got was pretty good. But let's just say I got bored again, and my co-founder also got bored, and we were like, you know what? Let's go. Let's move on. Let's see. We'll try other things, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Cool. Being a woman, I truly relate to this problem. Definitely, we go through a lot of pain. Not,
Mm,
if not a lot, we do get through that pain. But yeah, and heating is definitely a natural solution to that. So that's
yeah.
absolutely cool. Um, and so congrats for getting into that. Don't know if you're still you still not there. You
Uh,
just, as you
we're
said.
technically still part of the cohort, but we're not part of cohort two. Sorry, phase two. So
Oh,
we're still part of phase one. They're giving us multiple ways to go into phase two. Apparently, they're giving us a multitude of ways, but that has not happened yet. So
yeah. Okay.
mm,
Okay, cool. Hmm. So, okay, I think there's one topic that you've been picking up since then that's getting bored. Let's talk about that. I mean, it's a very
mm,
interesting topic, I believe, because even I
mm,
get bored.
mm,
But I sometimes feel that there are two aspects to it. One is like like if you're doing something very interesting, you have to embrace to
mm,
that thing. Like you have to embrace being bored for in order
mm,
to
mm,
get results for a like until a longer period of time. And then the
mm,
second part is that maybe you should get bored because that helps you leverage your thinking even
mm,
more. So if you
mm, mm.
could, if you want to share
Yeah,
something
yeah.
about
I
this.
agree on both actually. So
Yeah.
being bored is sometimes a very good indicator that things are going in the right way. And whether I like it or not, sometimes it is better to be bored at that time rather than take a very stupid decision and then later be
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh shit.
Mm,
Yeah. So yeah, I agree on both counts. Both are true. And yeah, both are true. Yes. Mm.
yeah. Okay. Hmm. Cool. Fine. Let's ask another question that's absolutely different from what we've talked about. What? Let's go on to health if you would like to. Like we can have a discussion on maybe health. Like what do you do? Maybe if you would like to share about like on physical health as well as mental health if possible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay. This is going to be a very long answer, and I think this is something you will like to listen to.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
let's start. I am first and foremost, leave the professional side, leave the personal side out of it. I am a
Yes.
foodie. I just love good food. I just love tasty food. You take me for a good dahi aloo tikki chaat, and I will be your best friend. Okay. So yeah, I'm like you could say like I'm the worst kind of foodie. I like to eat a lot of the things that I like, which is primarily sugary and maida-based content, but it is what it is. So yeah, let's start from there. So yeah, I like to eat good food. बहुत अच्छा खाना खाने में बहुत मजा आता है. Yeah, and that is food wise. And I'm sorry, what was the other part? Health related.
Yeah, mental health and all.
Hmm,
Uh,
hmm,
if if you could like tell what do you do something like maybe journaling or
hmm,
some meditation stuff or anything?
Okay, we'll go from health. So,
Yeah.
looking at me now, I don't think anyone would recognize that I was at one point of time in my life a karate athlete, and that
That's
is not
okay.
extrapolatable.
You cannot
And
just look and say, okay, you did karate. Yeah.
yeah, so I was a two-time gold medalist, and then JEE
Wow.
happened. Why I started from here is because of that JEE phase. So there are people in our society they classify it as toppers, and then there's everyone else. I was in the everyone else, And that reflected in the score also, that reflected in my health also. So during JE time, which was in the months of March and April, this was 3 years back, I put on about 15 kgs. And this is not about the number, but this is more about what it did to me. And even to this day also, I'm still struggling to regain that, let's just say, self-confidence and personality back. Because I know who I was before, that I was this kid who could pull off 70, 80 kilometer cycling runs, who could do random stuff like on a spontaneous note like that. But now
Mm.
I have to plan out for things and I have to focus on myself. I don't look as good in pictures. And these things could be discounted as Arey yaar chalta hai, you have to be self-confident. But these things do also have a real world impact on you. And
Yes, yes,
these are things that we should account for and try our best. And if not, love yourself for what you've tried till now. So,
exactly. And I feel like if you're conscious, if you're even a bit conscious about this thing, I think
mm,
you'll anyway be able to take actions at some point of time. So
yeah, true.
that's good.
Mm,
Um, cool. Great that you've shared your story about the JE and stuff. I
mm,
think now that I've talked to at least two people and also before, there's this phase that comes in one's life that people, I don't know, like, what is this JE phase? This is so common. So you were a PCM
mm.
student, that
Yeah,
means.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Mm,
Oh, okay. And so by the way, I was not a PCM student. I took commerce from the beginning only. But
mm, mm,
yeah, there's this thing that some competition kind of stuff comes into your life at some point of time, especially 11th and 12th, because you have to find your a way out and the right college and stuff. So
mm,
so you've anyway shared your story, like you gained on weight and stuff. And of course, I mean, I feel like you would have gone through a difficult phase, like overthinking and all of that. Um,
mm,
after it passed by, like maybe
mm.
after you got into a good college, maybe say BBA, DB. By the way, this is not your primary degree, right?
Oh, no, it is not. It is not. So
Yeah,
I'm doing the.
yeah. So after you got into a good college, did you what what did you feel like? Like, okay, you were like, okay, man, that was just a phase. I was being so conscious and so worried. I
Mm.
don't think I was supposed to be like that. Do you think like that?
Yeah, yeah. So it's a mix of both. So again, I did get into a good college, which is IIMB, and I got into a good college offline as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, even after getting into college, also it was a mix of both. So I would say there was a huge sense of relief because we knew that we would not have to put as much effort as we did in JE. But I did not put that much effort in JE. That's a different story. But it is a easier situation to handle college than JE. And I was like, you know what? I did struggle in JE. I don't want to struggle here again. I want to have fun doing what I want to do. So
Hmm.
I, fun fact, paid the fees for both the colleges, both the programs on the same day within the same hour. And
Okay.
that was like, you know what? I've signed up for both now. Let's see. I like especially both of these things. So I was like, okay, it cannot be as hard as G, and it did not turn out to be as
Yeah.
hard as G. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. By the way, since you mentioned aloo tikki and all, I was a bit curious because that's a North thing. Like it's more famous in North. Being
Mm-hmm.
from Delhi, I know that, and
Hmm.
you are from Bangalore, right?
No, not exactly.
So,
So my origin is a little
okay,
disputed. So I was born in Tamil Nadu to Telugu parents and currently live in Karnataka. So there's like a whole set of branch of other things like Mallu relatives and all of that, but let's not go there. So
yeah.
I am like a mixed pot. Yeah.
Okay. No, but still, aloo tikki, how did that come?
Good food goes places.
Okay, so you've
Hmm.
tried aloo tikki of South only, not North.
No, I've been to Delhi. Like I think 5 to 6 times I've been to Delhi, and let's say most of the times it has ended badly, with me puking out after the
No,
after the
it
trip.
got freeze for a while, for a
Yeah, yeah,
few
I thought so.
seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude.
Huh.
Yeah.
Most of the time it did end pretty badly, and that was due to poor choice of restaurant. And that's on me, but the food is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Where did you eat?
I don't
Was it
know.
local
This
Delhi?
fully local
Some
Delhi. I walked into some
ah.
random restaurant and I had chola bhatura and came home and
You
Hmm.
puked.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
fully.
that happens, man. That happens.
Hmm.
If you eat from a very local part of Delhi, you're gonna have a big time.
Sounds like it's coming from experience.
Yeah, somewhat.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Hmm.
Um, okay. So how's South? I went there. I think twice
Hmm.
for the immersion as well as for um what this Unmad. I've been to
Hmm.
Bangalore twice. And I
Hmm.
loved the vibe. I mean, the people and especially like nature all around.
Hmm. Hmm.
It was really nice.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, how do you like South? Is it better than North?
Oh, definitely. By a long mile.
Yeah,
I'm not being racist or anything like that, but
yeah,
based on
yeah,
my experience, I feel living here is easier. I mean, again, it depends on who you are also. So if you're a person with an open mind,
yeah.
and if you are someone who can accept differences and ready to put some effort into mingling with the crowd here, which I feel you should be, if you want to go somewhere, you should have that mindset. If that is there, then definitely one of the best places to live. Food is good. The weather is really good, and
Weather
startup
is
culture in
definitely good.
Bangalore,
Yes.
startup culture is good here.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Before that, it was like an IT hub
Hmm.
when the IT sector was booming. So that's good that South is going with the flow. Whatever is happening, it's just becoming the best in it. That's good.
Hmm.
Um, how do you like BBADB?
So three easy questions, one curveball. Nice. Okay. So
You only said
BB. Oh yeah, yeah,
more
totally.
than Kamal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just say BBADB has been one hell of an experience. I think you know in which way I'm trying to say that. Right. Yeah, I mean, random policy introductions and unnecessary grading errors. Two people on the same team of six. One person got an S grade, the other person got an F grade, and this is for a collaborative project. And I don't see how that could have happened. Uh, yeah, a lot of discrepancies and a lot of like if you talk about the program conduction from the university, I would say it has been a subpar experience. But if you talk about the people who we've met along the way, again, that also would be somewhere subpar, but again, depends on who you try to approach. So if you're open and you want to talk to more people, you want to, what do you say, network and find people who are like you and want to have fun and those kind of things, then yeah, for sure, good people are there here. A lot of very unique profiles, a lot of people who are doing very, very unique things. Like take you, for example, how many people are creating content on mental health? Very few, right? So very commendable efforts from a lot of people. And yeah, of course, the confessions page can not go without being mentioned. So
Oh,
yeah.
that is so I followed it for a few while, but I was
Mm,
like, okay, now this is not good. I put that
mm,
person's comment on my story and I wrote full. I bashed him
mm, mm, mm.
at least two times, but then I was like, okay, man, haters are anyway gonna be there. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
let's unfollow. Right. Um.
Mm.
hmm. So, BBADB for you has been a bit this like not a good experience at least
Not
if we
exactly. I
say
mean,
until now.
I've met a bunch of, like I said, I met a bunch of wonderful people here. I've
Ah, yeah.
done a
Yeah.
whole bunch of, I've done good stuff, I've done nonsense, I've done everything, campus mein pakchori, whatnot. Everything, it's been fun. I mean, see, it's again, it's your mindset towards things. If you say like the AC is not working and you're going to be sad about the entire day, then can't do much. But we've learned to live with it. I think most of us have learned to live with how the BBADB is working.
Cool. What's going on in cricket, man? IPL. You are RCB fan?
No.
Oh, okay. My bad. You not into cricket?
Not that much. I used to be a very, very big cricket buff. And that was until my dad told me no one has ever progressed in life watching cricket. And I was like, that's true for any sport. But he was like, yeah, but cricket is the most observable because for us as a country, we worship cricket. But not
Yeah.
going into too much detail, I do like cricket. Sometimes I watch the semi-finals. I definitely watch the finals. Um, Again, if it is my team, which is CSK, if they play well,
Oh, you support CSK. That's great. Okay.
when they play well, but now it's become an if they play well. But for a lot of teams, it's always been if they play well. So
That happens that way, I think. Though I'm not into IPL much, but yeah, I do watch World Cup stuff because that's just your team, man. No ifs, no buts, no when. That's India. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Fine. I don't know if this is comfortable to you. Talking about friendships and then relationships.
your voice got cut in between. I'll just tell you what I understood. So you're basically
Yeah.
going along the lines of do you want to talk about your experience with friendships and relationships? That's what.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Good
Okay.
content will come out of this for sure. Yeah. So so let's say for me, it has been pretty difficult to make friends from the get-go, even from school, even in pre-university college, even in college right now. But people who are around me would disagree very aggressively because they see me talking to people all the time. But again, there's a difference of opinion, right? So I don't consider the people I talk to on a daily basis as friends. So again, people keep I feel this is a generational thing that people keep changing the definition of who an actual friend is in your life. And
Yeah.
people keep forgetting that there is a word called acquaintance. There is a concept of just knowing someone because they exist. But
Mm.
I feel that is kept on drifting away from what's actually happening nowadays. So yeah, again, core group of friends, I found it very difficult to vibe with a bunch of people and stick with them. Then I got into the mindset that you genuinely do not need a core set of people to function happily in life. And let's just say I was right. Because I did observe even in college, even in school, it's always like in the beginning, 20-30 लोग का group होता है, उसके बाद 15 हो जाता है, 10, 5, 2. And then eventually it just becomes your individual connections basis where you like talk to people and like you're like, okay, this guy is nice for this. He does not give bad opinions. He or she is a very nice person. Judge नहीं करते हैं. You find it's an individual based process. It's not something that you can replicate everywhere. But yeah, I feel that is what eventually works. And people who come to me and they're like, Adi, I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling sad. The few people who decide to actually trust me, I told them the same thing. कि भाई in group से कुछ बनता नहीं है, in group टूट जाता है. You don't have to worry about not having your own friend group. You know? Just vibe with people, figure it out, it'll be fine. So
Yeah.
Friendships in this age is very. I feel like yeah, they're very temporary and they're very difficult to. True friendships I'm talking about. So I agree to this point completely. Yes. Coming on to the relationships part. Yes.
that's what convenience based and it's like same degree में पढ़ते हैं,
Mm.
same road पे रहते हैं.
Exactly. Just to pass time. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, coming to relationships as a whole, it's been a lot of ups and downs. There have been there's been a relationship जहाँ पे stuff had happened. I mean, breaking of trust and mm, not to go into too much detail, but it
Yeah.
was very nice, and it turned ugly very quickly. There was a lot that I had to learn from that. And again, advice I would give to people watching this would be don't try to play older roles very quickly. Don't try to play boyfriend. Don't try to play fiance. Don't try to play husband very quickly. सब चीज के लिए time होता है. You don't have to run into
Mhm.
it and then be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this right now. And this goes both ways also. This for the other side as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. What I could understand is that I believe that there's one thing that I feel there's a lot of power in attraction. Like what you do, you're gonna attract a lot of people. So you'll ultimately have to do it individually. And then you are automatically going to attract that quality of people. Now, if that sustains for a long period of time, that's good and that converts into a friendship. But relationship is even beyond that. If that goes even more further, then you kind of should think about that stuff. Um, so it's about sustaining it. It's about staying there because we tend to get too, what do I say, carried away and stuff, and we tend to get things early. So that's completely fine. But like it's just okay. Cool. Um. So right. I don't know what to now hop on to. Do we have something to take from here? I don't know. I don't really think so.
I think most of it has been covered apart from maybe career-based discussion or going deep.
Yeah. Okay, let's hop on to some professional stuff or maybe some careers. I mean, let's talk about do you feel anxious about your career, like what's going to happen next, or like what this career stuff honestly is very confusing because you don't know what to do, and then there are a lot of things going on.
Yeah, I mean, ever since AI became a thing, and ever since everyone's been worried AI is going to take our jobs, AI is going to take our jobs, that has never been more realistic than today. And that fact is going to stick for, I think, another 5 to 6 years before this bubble eventually blasts, or eventually until this bubble is funded by us in some shape or form. I don't know, but honestly, it's been a wild ride. Let's be very real. I don't want to say something like, oh, you know what, it's been very easy. I knew I wanted to do investment banking ever since I was born. It's never been like that. It's not like that for anyone.
That worked. That's not going to
Mm,
happen. Yeah.
yeah. So for me, it is always like I never really fit into this whole single degree type thing. I was even in 11th grade also. I think I was one of few students who wrote almost every entrance exam there is in the country, whether it be for design, law, engineering. I just didn't write medicine because I was like, I told my mom I want to become a doctor, and she was like, go cut a frog and try it out. I was like, no, and then I just dropped it from there. But yeah, except medical,
That's interesting.
yeah. So
You
except medical,
okay, fine.
hmm, except medical, I've tried
No, that's
writing
cool.
almost every
Yeah.
paper, every test there is. I've given some kind of attempt. Even IPMAT, it could be CLAT, it could be UC'd, and I've done fairly well in all of them. And I've lost out on some opportunities. I feel primarily because of very silly mistakes like forgetting to check the email, forgot the password of logging into the is that the admit card downloading portal. So I'll give you one story. So for the law exam, CLAT exam, I had written the paper and then I came back and I did not realize that the result was out for the last 2 days. So I was like, oh, okay, the result is out. Let me go check. I had an AR of around 425. And I was like, you know what? This is crazy. I'm going to go and sit for counseling. Turns out the counseling had happened the day prior. And
Oh, oh
so
God.
So I've taken some massive L's like this in life. I've taken some wins also, but this is
Hmm. So it's been a very interesting this thing for you. Yeah, basically you saying that you're into almost everything. You try to diversify. You try to be versatile.
I was not into
Because,
everything, but I didn't know what
yeah,
I was exactly into. That was like the main reason. I was like, I don't want to miss out now and then regret that, oh, I should have been a dentist because there's a lot of money in it. And then I chose to become an artist because at that time I thought I was good at drawing. But like, I didn't want to take those kind of decisions. So I was like, okay, let me write जो मन में लगता है कि लिखना है, let's write everything. And
yeah,
mm,
There's this question that comes to me like quite often. I like even like I'm confused even now. Um, there's there's this thing that there are two parts. One is that you're anyway learning, right? You're learning about new things, you're learning about different things, and you going into all of that. So as you said, you're exploring stuff, right? But now while exploring, what happens is that you kind of find one niche and that suits you. You think of going into it, but then all of those things that you were exploring and all that kind of goes that's not there. uh, I still feel confused that at this point of age, should we be focusing more on learning and exploring a lot of things, or should we specialize, or should we go deep into one thing?
this is again the same classic debate versus generalist versus
yeah,
specialist. What should you do to like
yeah, yeah,
do well in career?
yeah,
But again, uh, ideal curve has always been know everything and be good at everything, but that's realistically not possible. What
yeah,
people do suggest nowadays is have the hunger to know about everything that's happening, but you should be having your own set of niches or set a few things that you're very interested in. This way, you will know the A to Z of everything. It's like a T-shaped. I think they were telling me on some counseling session we had here also. But beyond all that, I feel our generation has a lot of expectations and a lot of skill issue, and that is driving a lot of, let's say, very vigorous reactions from the career market today, where they're like, "Oh, you know what? I thought I will get a 12 LPA job, where a 12 LPA first job is like the reality for only 1% of people who get placed in the country." That is a shocking stat.
mm,
Expectations are too high and the reality is much below. You're saying that? Yeah, that's true. Right. I think at this stage, one of the most important things should be to skill up.
Yeah. But again,
skill up
skill up
with,
will only happen when people have clarity on what to do. And this is an issue that I have seen in across the batches. So it happened with me, it happened with my younger sibling, it's happening with my cousin who was in fifth standard. And now for some reason she's saying she wants to become an ML engineer. So I'm like, what do you even know about ML at fifth grade? And then apparently they're
yeah,
teaching kids what neural networks are in fifth grade. And I'm like, bhai, when I was in fifth grade, I
oh,
don't even remember what I learned. This is actually very shocking. You should go through children's syllabus nowadays, and they're learning about neural nets.
yeah,
They're learning about uh, English literature in sixth grade. The only literature I read in sixth grade was random poems like the Ball poem and random stuff like that.
No, literature was quite good, I think, in sixth grade. I'm not sure about the science part. Yeah. But so how do we figure this out? How do we know that okay, this is the thing that's kind of I want to go into? Because at one point of time I feel you'll have to go into something.
Oh, that is true. So for me, personally, for me, how it was, even after getting into engineering plus BBA, it was still very, my hands were itching. I was like, you know what, we're gonna try new stuff, try new stuff. So I made teams with a bunch of batchmates from both degrees. I tried business case competitions. I tried hackathons. I did all of that stuff. I got funded trips to go to IITs and all. I've done everything wherever I could put my hand. I put my hand. But even after the end of
Great.
first year, I was still very, very conflicted on what I should actually do because everything is fun. When you put effort and you get the result,
Yeah.
everything is fun. But
Yeah.
how do you figure out you want to do something, you want to do this? Then I was like, okay, you
Mm.
know what? Let's not go along the lines of what do you like to do because, like I just said, if you're doing something and you get the output and you're happy because of that, you're happy. But that is not a quantifying or a measurable thing, right? So I was like, okay, let's do it based on the decisions I've taken so far. So I look back at what is the educational background I have and what is the general direction of the things that I've done till now. And for me,
Yeah.
it looked like product management could be something that I could try for. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let's try and validate this. I did speak to a few friends of my dad who are in the industry, and they looked at the profile as a whole, not just the resume, as a whole, they looked at the profile. And they were like, yeah, you can try for something like this. And I am very grateful I got that clarity because 6 months back, or not even 6 months back, wait, 4 months back, I was an avara sa bacha, you could say, who was just roaming around. And I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. And at least now I have some clarity because effort, when you put it in like multiple directions, you might travel a lot, but you'll not have some kind of, uh, I would say, direction in the end. You'll be like, okay, sab kuch kar liya, ab kya karna?
So for all the avara bachchas abhi currently out there, I think what you said is like go into your past, look back. This is what you said, right? What there would be some hint that you would get that okay, I'm good at this thing. I've done this before. I have some sort of skills in this particular thing, and you'll be able to do this. Yeah, that works for me. That's actually working for me because um, I'd share my experience. Even I was a bit confused about what to do after getting into this thing. But now, like especially when you know I think about starting something of my own. I don't know what to start. Okay, uh, again, some months back I was clueless, but then I went back and saw okay what is my quality, what is it that I'm good at, what is it that I've done before, what is it that I have confidence in. That's when I figured it out. Okay, speaking, listening, okay, figuring out and stuff that could work. And yeah, perfect. um okay, do let me know like if you're not comfortable talking about this. You said before like you're not very, like, I'm sure you would have some insecurities, everybody has, um, right? um, like, is there any particular way you kind of deal with that, or you just passing that through? And is there some sort of emotional support kind of stuff that you are into? Like, what I feel is like men are very very less inclined to the EQ, emotional quotient, right? As Samirana said though. Okay. um, okay. But yeah, are you doing something to build that emotional quotient, if you would want to share?
See, I'm not doing anything specific for building the emotional quotient. Like you said, it is difficult. I don't know because of social structures or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Men just don't open up. I don't really understand why. So, I mean, it happened with me also, but somewhere I'm trying to like, you know what, gender isn't everything. You can't just put everything on the fact that to mar jao. It's not like that.
Yeah.
You have to open up. So, like, I did start opening up to my mom, younger
Yeah.
sister, a
Mm.
lot of people around me. I've started trusting people. Trusting people it has its own it has its own backfiring situations also.
At
So I would
some
say
point you'll have to. Mm.
you'll have to, right? So trust the
Yeah.
people who you know are there for you in life. That starts with family and then close
Yep.
friends. Start opening up. Be very vocal about what you're feeling and what you want to do and like give core emotions and you don't have to be that grown up kid and be nonchalant all the time. And
Yeah.
honestly, it's not worth it. I mean, the people who are like that now, if you see them few years in the future and then they'll go look back at their pictures or every memory of theirs, they would just be like the most Sigma person there in the room. and then everyone else would have
Yeah.
had fun, and those people would
Yeah.
remember such amazing memories, and they would just be like, "अच्छा मैं
Mm.
तो उधर corner में बैठ के सबको देख रहा था," and
Yeah.
honestly, it's your loss end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take
Mm.
every shot you get is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, perfect. I think there are two things that came in my mind from here. One is that I believe that some sort of some sort of some way where you can express your thoughts. So the first guest that I talked to said that I journal. So that's again expressing your thoughts, but you're telling it to a paper, say, right? You said you talk to your mom or your sister. That's absolutely valid, and you trust her, and then you express your thoughts. I think that works, totally works. Even I do it with my sisters. I have my sister. I talk to her. Yeah, that helps. Like I cannot tell the power it has to tell somebody. Yeah, perfect. Another thing was, oh god, I forgot. Okay, what was it? It was something, I don't know. Forget it. Yeah, it was something related to the emotion. This thing only, this topic only. I don't know. Anyway, this happens. Happened with.
Yeah, so let's talk about your
Okay.
podcast. How are things going, Ravi?
Okay. Things are okay. The last podcast we talked with Satvik, my phone charging got off. So the entire so the entire recording was off. Now I had to think of creative ways to figure it out. So I got it from this recording. Then the mic went off. So all of these technical issues are anyway there. That's gonna happen. Um, yeah, otherwise, see, I'm loving that I'm talking to a lot of people. This thing, I'd admit that I'm getting a lot of perspectives, and also that I'm upskilling my skill, and I'm gaining confidence that okay, now this skill is definitely there. People are appreciating as well, really appreciate those compliments. And yeah, I've lined up as well. Let's see how it goes. I somehow believe that there's one thing that's going on is that I don't know why any guy I talk to, like, okay, are you going to come? They're like, okay, I'll come. Girls, I don't know why they're like, okay, first is that they're shy. Most of them are saying, okay, I'll see. We'll see. And I'm not very sure. So that's okay, take your time. But like, okay, come on, girls, come on. We need you. I'm a girl. Yeah. Okay, do you have any thoughts about this gender kind of thing? Okay, like not being sexist or not talking about one particular gender, but do you feel like some sort of gender inequality still exists in some.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is like the Brahmastra of this whole interview. Like this has every potential to go wrong, right? I'll shoot my shots. I think I have a nuanced, balanced opinion. Let's see how it goes. So I feel when it comes to both the genders, I believe there are two. So when it comes to
Yeah.
both, there are benefits and downsides to both of them. And honestly, you cannot say one is better than the other just because of the fact that, oh, you know what, I'm a guy, so I get more freedom. And you can't just say it like that. And end of the day, being a girl comes with its own benefits. And eventually, I feel this whole issue of gender equality, because of the number of parameters involved, it merges into an issue of inequality. Gender becomes one of the parameters. This could become monetary. Money could become a parameter. Very shockingly, one of the parameters could be color of skin. One of the parameters could be how good they look. What is their weight, for example. Uh,
Yeah.
where they are from. Language barriers. So there's
Yeah.
like so many random things that you would not even consider, and then suddenly they become part of your judgment, and then you start ranking people on like a scale of all of these priorities, and then you're like, you know what, she is the best because I feel out of all of these priorities, these are the parameters I value the most, and she or he is the best in those priorities. And honestly, I feel it is wrong, but it is also the easiest human nature to do that. So honestly, there's not much you can do except change yourself to be better for yourself, not for others.
Okay. Okay. Basically, you're saying that inequality anyway exists, much beyond gender and stuff, and there are pros and cons everywhere. Like being a girl has pros and cons, and even like being a boy have them, right? Okay. Should we talk about some what we let's talk about external validation. Do you feel like this that does have a role because you just said right? You just finished with that. Yeah, we try to show us to be perfect on the internet, though we are not, definitely. Uh, okay, external validation. You even laughed there. Okay, why?
Yeah, I mean, see, I am a very flawed human, I would say. I mean, not as much as before. I'm working on it. But external validation is something, let's go a little behind. So I was someone who would be sad if I got only 10 likes on my story instead of 15. And this is going back 4 5 years back. And then I was like, Arey yaar, these people didn't like my story only, but I keep liking it all the time. At a very superficial level, this is what it was. And again, physical insecurities. The whole problem with social media is not just that it's not like a single thing like, oh, you know what, he's not as good with technology or she's much better at this. It's not that. It's like the culmination of all of humanity's insecurities thrown on one platform. And again, it depends on how you look at it. It could also be the culmination of all of humanity's talents thrown on one platform. But the point I'm trying to bring is that it's like the place where everything is concentrated and it is shown in one profile and like, yeah, this is that person. And honestly, it has both good and bad side to it. But for me, and very frankly, I feel going off on a little tangent here, governments across the world are trying to restrict internet access and to an extent, mainly social media access and to an extent internet access to kids below the age of I would say 13, 14, 18. And honestly, I feel it is a good move. This is a controversial opinion, but I
Yeah.
don't understand from where we have been fed this fact that having access to all of the information in the world is a good thing. I don't think it is a good thing. And quite frankly, just because our previous generations never had access to this level of information doesn't make it a good thing that we have access to everything at the tip of our fingertips. It's again a very controversial take. It again depends on case by case basis. There would be places where I'm,
Honestly, I agree with this statement. Like, I have the same perspective.
but there again, there would be many cases where I would be completely dead wrong. Uh, Places like research, places like personal development and all. But like again, when you look at the counterintuitive side of what's actually happening today, I feel I am right in that sense. But
I think from the view of social media, I think we can say that what you said is true. Because on social media, we have too much of chaos, and that's probably not needed, especially for young kids. So, yeah, yeah. Um, Right. But there are a lot of, what happens with these kids is like they see other people, maybe their classmates or other friends, and they're like, okay, man. No, I mean, they're doing it and we are not able to become a part of their group, so we must do that. And that is something, yeah, insecurities, like, and that's somehow maybe, I don't know what's the solution to that. Do you have any thought about this? Like,
honestly,
Like
very honestly, no,
this is very,
because
yeah.
I'll go a little personal. So in my eighth grade, there was this one girl that I liked in school. And honestly, even to this day, I don't know why I like this. I was like, okay, she looks kind of nice, and I was like, okay. But again, this just goes to like I'll get back, I'll circle back. But I kind of finally understood why. And I was like, oh, it's just because she's cute. And that at that point of time, I was an eighth grader who did not have that much of a thought process that, oh, you know what, they should have good personality, they should think well, they should be ready to do stuff for themselves and then for others also. These things and all we learn eventually as we become older, right? Eighth grade में थोड़ी पता होता है सब कुछ. So then I was like, okay, why did I like, why was I at a bias for action when I was in the eighth grade? And then I was like, okay, you know what? It's primarily, see, what we learn as kids is primarily from what we see and what we see other people do and what we eventually do. And at that nascent age, you throw everything in the world at that person. Then it is very easy to justify it by saying that, oh, we are giving you access to everything. But that is like saying you are a baby and we will throw you into an Olympic-sized pool. If you survive or not, it's up to you, but we are giving you access to everything there is. And
No. I didn't get this analogy.
oh yeah,
Baby
yeah.
part.
So this is like saying you're a small kid, and we will give you access to everything and anything there is in the world. The path
Yeah.
that you take through this whole three-dimensional maze is what makes you who you are. That's what it is, right? End of the day, we are who our social media feed is. If you think about it, like
Yeah.
our
Okay.
meme style, our racist content, or
Yeah.
whatever makes us laugh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
I mean, it's not right, but it is what it is right now. And I don't know, like I just made the point that people should not have this much access to information. But again, if you think about it, what is the other option? Like in the name of development, it has gone this way. But like, what else? What would have been a better path? Because like I think this situation we are in right now is better than restricted access, where the restriction is decided by someone else. So again, two sides of the same coin.
Right. Basically, what we're saying is like, yeah. I mean, like we what we do is like we tend to make our actions by the fact that we like this, we like that, and not that we are this, right? But the thing is like, um, I mean, it's just okay. Like you like that person, that's completely okay. And that's just childhood stuff. You cannot just prevent that from happening. It's something that's inevitable. And then you tend to do all of that stuff that person likes. You try to shape yourself, yeah, try to shape yourself as per that person. But the thing is like, and perhaps that's where all of this comes, like, you trying to impress your friends by being on social media and all of that. But what's the solution? Definitely, like, you cannot just say that, okay, I'm not going to I'm going to be the only one person who's not going to have social media. Okay, man, go on, you do anything to me. That definitely doesn't happen. Right. I mean, same here. Like, even I'm not sure what to say about this, but okay. Try not to get a lot influenced by others, and just try to be you. That's probably what we can say. Yeah. Cool. I think the interesting part is now slowly coming up. Right. We're building up, I feel like. Um, mm. uh, right. Okay. What do we talk about now?
Mm.
Do you believe in conspiracy theories, geopolitics? What do you like?
I was into geopolitics, especially while I was preparing for my entrance exams, because you need that kind of knowledge. And then I figured out that, and not only geopolitics, like news and stuff. Then I figured out basically like I'm interested in geopolitics stuff. But the thing is, like, I've been into all of that, and it's quite interesting, and especially the role that India plays. Like, I really find it interesting to view it from India's perspective, because that's where we are. But what happens sometimes is, like, as you just said, like, we get carried away by all of this so much that we kind of tend to um, not focus on ourselves. So recently, I've not been in good. Like things have been chaotic, especially because I'm trying something new. So right now, I'm not much into the news and stuff. But yeah, geopolitics is something I am like okay-ish.
It's
It's
good.
on and off.
Yeah, it's on and off. It's on and off, depending upon my situation. Currently, it's off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's circle back to BBADB. I've always asked all these people who've chosen to take BBADB as a single degree. I've I have like a bunch of three questions for them, and I am honestly very scared for you guys. Not to instill fear or anything, but I'm just like,
No, it's
guys,
okay.
are you guys fine? Like, why would you take such a rash decision? I mean,
Um, yeah. To be very honest, it's very boring. It does get boring at some point of time. I mean, social interaction is like almost null. Um, and but the point is like uh, so I haven't shared this on the podcast, but I'll be sharing this that even I am a dropout. I did get into DU, Delhi University. Wasn't a very good college though, but still, I went there for 1 month or so, but I couldn't figure things out. Like the thing is, I felt like instead of wasting time. I mean, I don't know if I'm using this word. It's good or not. I mean, like I'm not building something meaningful there. Probably, like instead of that, I could just sit at home and use my brain. Find that I'm not talking to people and not doing something productive at that moment. But somehow felt like okay, probably sitting at home and building stuff, at least thinking about it, it's much more meaningful, giving satisfaction. Are you thinking of this? Are you thinking you could pursue it as a primary degree or no? Oh, BBA, DB, no man, no way.
even if BBADB was, I would say I feel it is one of the best curriculums for a BBA I have seen. At least in India, I feel this is the best BBA someone could sit down and prep for. I mean, a lot of DU purists and DU loyalists would disagree and be like, oh, LSR still has one of the best programs. I'm like, yeah, it has one of the best programs. But again, that is curated for a set of people. Not everyone gets it. I feel this is like the best, I would say, best bang for your buck, I would say, to put it in very crude words. It's very good in the sense of content and the kind of material and the kind of uh, uh, assignments that we are exposed to. But I feel even leaving all this aside, a degree is the effort that we put into it. And I think the effort we as a batch are putting into the BBA DB, I feel is just not enough. I mean, looking at how the CLAs are going for everyone, I think is a very good indicator of how much effort they're putting into it.
We're exposing BBA DB here. Okay, now I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of limelight from the professor.
A
Good
few
for you.
podcasts.
Good for you, Dhruvi.
No.
No, I don't know what kind of limelight is it going to be.
I feel exposing the truth, I feel there's no penalty for this anyways. It's not like they can kick you out. I mean, we have this.
Well, can't say internet is a very um, we just had Samiraina and all of that. Oh God, yeah, it's very unpredictable.
Hmm, hmm.
Okay.
But what do you plan on doing
Hmm.
after BBA? MBA करने का कुछ शौक है?
So, yeah, I mean, before getting into BBA, like this course, I was like, okay, ठीक है, BBA and then MBA. But like after getting into this, I'm getting a lot of perspectives. I feel like, okay, probably building something is kind of a new thing that's coming up and that's interesting. So I'm not sure if, I don't know, I'm not very sure, but I feel like, okay, probably more into something of building a startup. If there's some practical institution that can provide all of that, cool. But I'm not sure if, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we have an year though.
We have only a year, that's the problem.
Only that's the perspective. We have an year, only a year. Yeah. What a yeah. Go on. No, I was asking the same question to you. Do you have any plans?
Yeah, see, very recently there was a discussion going on in the group that was going along the lines of, will BBA DB Batch 1 be eligible to write CAT 2026? And that became a very big issue because there was no clear response on this over the last 3 weeks. And this is very shocking coming from a degree whose response rating review has been less from the beginning. They are not able to respond to such a simple query it's pretty shocking. This is despite the fact that they sent out an email saying that the course would be ended early because it started late. It started at around, I think, if I'm not wrong, August, September time. And
Yeah,
if they have
September.
to finish, they have to finish on time for 2027, then it has to end by June. And now they'll have to compress the schedule and they'll have to do something. But that was also pretty well detailed out. I feel they are doing the planning properly, and we are also trying to survive with what we have. I feel the communication part of it is like the issue. I feel they're doing
Mm,
stuff, but it's not getting communicated. So,
mm, right. Yeah.
but I think I deviated coming back to planning plans for me. I feel cat even until a few weeks back, I was like, you know what, should I do an MBA? And then I was like, I should do an MBA. Then I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do an MBA. And like again, that same dilly dallying between answers.
Yeah.
And then eventually, the most recent, latest decision has been no, that I don't want to do an MBA. It could change in 2, 3 weeks, but I hope it doesn't change because I have justified
Yeah.
it to me very well. That I have a good hold in the startups now. I keep going to events here. अच्छे अच्छे लोग को जानता हूँ. There's no value add for me in doing an MBA. And in fact, I want to put this out. This is actually a very good point to make. Doing an
Yeah.
MBA as a BBA DB student doesn't really make sense. This could be very counterintuitive for a lot of people who come from like the commerce background or whatever.
Probably that's because of the DBA thing. Digital business and entrepreneurship, right? It's about entrepreneurship. Yeah, go on. Sorry, I just interrupted.
But again, what benefit does an MBA give you that this BBA is not already not giving you? Think about it. This degree is prepped you to study in one of the harshest environments there is, which is your house. And on top of that, you are getting the alumni status, you are getting library access, you are getting a certificate that says I am Bangalore's degree, and it does not mention online anywhere. And I don't see what
Yeah.
you're going to get out of doing an MBA other than getting the
Yeah.
exact same thing, which is going to be an alumni status, which is going to be a certificate, which is going to be again
Yeah.
library access, and the
Yeah.
network, obviously. Since you already have it, I don't see why people are like going on about.
Plus, I heard it somewhere that even professor, I don't know if it was the orientation or what, professor did mention that even the content is somewhat taken from the MBA material. So I mean, like, it's almost like an MBA going on. So
And broadly, even to put it even broader, let's say whatever I said was not true. Also, let's keep it that way. The way things are
Yeah.
moving and the way jobs are shifting, I think people in the software development industry can tell very clearly. Even before AI, the role was primarily to look at a problem and figure out a solution. If you didn't know, your job was to go to Stack Overflow, figure out how they implemented it, take it and implement it for your use case. That's literally what's happening with AI now, right? Everyone's just like, not everyone, but a good chunk of developers are now on Claude, on Cursor, on or using some form of AI. It does not have to be that, oh, you know what, I hit enter and then AI comes and write code for me. No, AI could be any part of your problem solving process. But what I'm trying to say is AI has become such a core part of the problem solving, primarily because it can think. I don't really understand why people are like running behind credentials anymore. I feel people should run behind velocity. People should start getting shit done and be like, you know what, I've done this, that, this, that.
what do you mean by velocity?
Velocity as an initiative. I feel go and work in startups, start your own thing, and try and see how it goes, because I feel when see
The
the
initial,
moment
yeah,
the moment AI came out, only knowledge became commoditized. And what people are trying to do is now pile up on knowledge. And I feel when you try to pile up on a commoditized entity, and end of the day, people can buy you for some amount, right? The only way you will remain valuable or try to compound value in yourself is if you're going to try and move to next. What is the next big value add for these people, which is initiative. So if you start
yeah,
showing initiative in
yeah,
different things, like go and get that internship, or like if you want to talk to someone,
yeah,
go and figure out how you're going to go do that, then like those kind of things
yeah,
would, I feel, be much more value add than doing something like an MBA. And honestly, you can't make arguments like how when Nikhil Kamath said doing an MBA in your 20s and 30s nowadays is going to be a pretty stupid decision. I agreed with him despite the fact of so many influencers on LinkedIn, so many people on news, and
yeah,
everyone was bashing him, and they're like, "Oh, MBA is the lifeline of the high earning people in the nation," and I feel that should change. It has to
yeah,
change, otherwise the industry is going to get stagnant. And
yeah.
honestly, people don't like change in these kind of industries. Imagine the cat people are prepping for cat now, and then you go tell them, and you're like, oh, you know what? You don't need to study this much because AI knows everything now, and we're gonna judge you only based on how much initiative you've taken in your life. I mean, the toppers would be happy because they've taken a lot of initiative in their life, but what about the majority of people?
I think I agree to your point. I agree to your point because I think there's one thing that you mentioned. One is that you cannot just pile up all the knowledge, and ultimately it's all about taking initiative. See, it's about starting something and going into that. So if you're piling up the knowledge, it's ultimately making no sense, not making much meaning. But again, if you're taking initiative, you've taken a lot of initiative, you're gaining a lot of experience, practical experience, and then of course that ultimately helps into if you plan to build something of your own. So yeah, that's I think I completely agree. And yeah, I think I saw one reel on the opposition of what, like, as in just giving an opposition to what Nikhil Kamath said. I think he just came into one big business college, and then one girl from doing an MBA from there only asked him.
She's from
She,
New York University, still. Yeah.
Yeah, I think yeah. So even you would have seen that reel. So yeah, I mean, though she was pretty right, but I mean, then why would he come here? But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, see, we can definitely say that the value of an MBA has gone down. Can't say if it's totally zero, but yeah, I mean, and the world is changing. The world is becoming more initiative focused and more problem solving focused. So yeah, and AI playing a big role in all of that. I mean, you do anything, I think AI is going to be a part of it now, at least. Whatever, be
I'd like to go against what I literally just said. I had to add a very
okay.
important point, and I completely missed out on that. Actually, if you see, MBA people are getting paid more now because of this whole AI situation. And it might sound really stupid considering I just said an MBA is not needed anymore. But again, this is same true for engineers also. Engineers are getting paid a hell lot
Yeah,
more now than they were before. But again, this is again the same point, right? It's about how you look at intelligence and how you look at how you define success. End of the day, most people just want an MBA so that they can earn maybe 3 to 5 crores in their life, buy a flat and settle down. But like those kind of people are like the majority of people, and they're gonna get cooked. It's again, it's about vision. And from now, it's gonna be about vision. Uh, an engineer now, even an engineer's role has more or less stayed the same. It's always about problem solving. Go look at the code base. Go look at the front end. Figure out why stuff is not working. If that machine isn't working, go
yeah,
figure it out. AI has just become a way in which you can outsource your knowledge, but end of the day, it is your nuance that you put into it, right? And I feel many people are missing this point, and they're just like, oh, you know what, we're going to get replaced by AI. No, it's just that the people who are doing repetitive work where nuance is not important, they're going to get replaced.
yeah. uh yeah, I mean, hmm. Basically, you should add some value that that's as you mentioned, nuance. Yeah, I mean it's different. AI is there for some sort of repetitive work. But if you some, I mean, if you have some niche that's unique, I think you're gonna have value, irrespective of the fact that AI is coming up and it's taking up jobs.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Even then, also, we still have the
Okay.
smartest AI models in the world struggle to say how many R's there are in mirror or crocodile, and it becomes a shit show on Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's artificial, right? Artificial intelligence. It's not the natural intelligence. It's, I think in some ways it definitely can't take over humans, right? Humans are just humans.
I
Okay,
want
I
to
think
highlight one
we,
point here actually.
yeah,
People
yeah.
keeps complaining about AI and they're like, "Oh, there's no way for me to make money anymore." I would actually say, why
Yeah.
don't you like why don't you support the growth of AI and like directly provide training data? So like there would be things that you are good at as a human. You're used to picking up the bottle and drinking water, and all. But that whole process is valuable training data for some of these companies. So if you are saying that you are not being employable in a knowledge-based role, why don't you go and work for companies like Mercer and a bunch of other companies actually? A basic Google search on this would provide, and they're actually scaling up a lot now, especially in India. So
You saying yeah, okay, some learning services of AI, as in teaching AI or stuff.
yeah. So
Oh,
now, like, let's say, how did AI learn that an image of this adapter is an adapter? So it's like it looked at some million images of it, and
it was
It
blurred
was,
though,
oh,
but
my
yeah.
bad. Yeah, adapter.
Yeah.
yeah. Everybody's seen though. Okay. Next question is like, if you could talk a bit more about that phase you just talked in the beginning, uh, what happened in 11th and 12th?
Oh, that. Oh,
Yeah, not the relationship one, that's fine. uh, so, I mean, yeah, I mean, if say somebody who's watching this podcast is going through a similar kind of a situation, what would you say to him or her?
hmm. So, quick refresh. 11th and 12th, I was a very confused being, and I genuinely did not know what to do. And at that time, I was also getting stressed and I would say depressed also because I was not doing well in the part they put me in. JE coaching, you go to JE coaching, you want to do well in JE, but that was not happening. And that was, at least for me, it was not because I was getting distracted because of content, but it was because I kept getting distracted by other things to do. I told you, right? I get bored very easily. I was like, okay, I'll do this, I'll try that, I'll try origami, mm, I'll try sports. I'll try electronics. And honestly, I feel all of that happened only because my school didn't have a lot of extracurriculars. And if that urge to do stuff was satisfied in maybe my schooling years, maybe I would not have been this like, oh, you know what, I'm going to do this, that stuff. But I feel I'm thankful that I was like that now because like it's very easy for me to like go and then learn about some topic very quickly now. And I feel that is something people should have in this day and age because of AI and
Yeah.
all. It's very important to be very quick. But yeah, I mean during that time was very stressful for me. Could not really cope with the fact that I was not good enough. Uh, I was not good enough is the wrong way to put it. The effort that I put in and the value I gave to what I was supposed to give value to was not good enough. And it again, you take some L's in life, but it was a little difficult time. But even there, also the people who I spoke to, and a lot of people struggle with GE. It's not just you. What I would say to someone watching this, a lot of people struggle with GE. It's not just you. And honestly, if you are getting distracted in GE time, at least make sure that you use that distraction, the time that you get distracted, at least use it to get some kind of clarity at whatever level you are in life. It will help in some way or the other because GE
Yeah.
isn't everything.
Yeah, cool. I think that makes sense. Hmm. It's a difficult phase that everybody goes through, because at that point of time, I think you start to you start to focus on one thing. However, that one thing, unfortunately, is very generalized, especially in this country, which is JE, or maybe some sort of a competitive stuff. But rather, it's more about, as you said, you actually, like, afterwards you were like, okay, it was good that I was, curious, and now you able to learn even more at a faster rate. So I feel like that's more important. Even, I mean, I'm not sure, but yeah, since even I've gone through that phase, and now I can say that, okay, it's not that 11, 12th is not everything, and J is not everything. More important is that the ability to learn, you're able to learn well, and you're able to grasp on a new things, and also what you said, some practical stuff that you're good at. Makes sense, yeah. I think yeah, I mean, there's one thing that we missed, I felt like. Not sure if, I don't know. We could cover it here. If you would like to give any insights on entrepreneurship, if you want. I think we missed that. That's the core point, man.
Insights on entrepreneurship. I'm honestly, people would disagree, but I'm not qualified to answer this. I have tried. I've put some effort into trying to do some stuff. It has been on the side. I do a lot of side projects. Random ideas in the middle of the night. I'll be like, oh, you know what? Let's write it down and then think about it and build some prototypes and all of that. But I feel entrepreneurship as a whole can just be classified as the amount of action you're willing to take on your thoughts, and that should be, the younger you are, that should be more, and you should be like, I'll swear a bit on this, but like, you should be ready to fuck up, and you should fail hard and fail fast. And honestly, that it's not about startups. None of this is about making money. It's all about exploring as many things as fast as you can. And if the one thing that you really like in life, you settle on it, then it works out for you. It's the best thing that could happen to you, right? Getting
Yeah.
clarity in this
Yeah.
age is like the
Yeah.
literal gold that everyone wants. Like
Yeah.
anybody who's watching this would agree.
Yeah, yeah. Totally agree to this point. As uh, I think one of our professor, I still remember, he said that the risk that you have right now is absolutely zero, because you have people to take care of you. But at that point, like, you'll ultimately turn into people who are, like, just like the people who are there to support you, as in you'll once become parents, and at that time, or maybe adults, and at that time you'd be like having a lot of responsibilities, and at that point of time, taking risk would be a very uh, this thing, like, you would think a lot before doing that. And yes, I mean, it's okay, you fail and fail, but what if it works out? It's okay, man. I mean, 1% could be there. So yeah, I think yeah, great podcast. I believe it was amazing. Yeah, yeah. How was it for you? It was cool.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty good. It was very good. I like the questions and I like the curveballs, the intensive pivots that you did. I noticed. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Uh,
Nice. I would
Nice.
actually push
Thank
people
you.
to get on the podcast, especially like you said, girls are not coming on the podcast. So I feel should come on and
Yeah,
like start
man. Come
sharing.
on.
Hmm.
Yes.
But I feel what people should remember before getting into a podcast room or before and talking to anyone is, uh, beyond the few people who you know actually care about you, you should not be afraid of someone judging you. Like they can judge you
Yep.
for whatever you are. Take constructive criticism. This is not pushing it that far, but should not like
Yep.
value others' opinion itna sa that you feel depressed about it later.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That comes down to the external validation thing we talked about. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, perfect. We'll end it here. I'll end the recording. Yeah, I think it was great. Yeah, loved the podcast, and yeah, see you in the next episode.